Hello, my name is Apollo and welcome to Pantheon Talks. Today we will be doing another first impressions video. In this video, I will give my initial thoughts on a Webtoon original series, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Today's pick is coming from an extremely popular Webtoon creator, the awesome Snail Lords, and his new series, Death Rescheduled. Alright, let's dive in. Let me get straight to the point. I like the series. The overall concept is extremely interesting. Snail Lords has crafted a unique world, and right off the bat, I'm intrigued to find out more. Plus, the characters are super pretty, but we'll get to that later. The first and most interesting concept to me was that individuals are granted the right, which I'm not sure what else to call it, to kill one person a year. From this concept alone, it opens the door to so many unique possibilities and questions. The first thing that popped into my mind was, can individuals bank their yearly killings? Like, could a character save all of their killings from the time that they're allowed to start killing and then go on a killing spree, essentially becoming sort of like a serial killer? And then at what age are you allowed to start killing people? And ultimately, who thought this system of government was a good idea? And from their point of view, how does this help society? Because as I read the first 3 episodes, I got the feeling that the people in this world are completely ruthless. They're hungry for blood, and all under the belief that they are bettering society with this law. It kind of made no sense. It gave me sort of a Roman or gladiatorial vibes mixed in with a little bit of survival of the fittest. So getting into the story, we have 3 people fighting over the killing of a kid, and this is not a private conversation that they're having. This is something they're doing in public, yet the bystanders are just like, yes, please, y'all kill each other, everyone kill each other, kill the kid. And then the fight, when it transitions to the official arena, which is an extremely cool design by the way, we see that the people are behaving like monsters. The things that they're saying is just completely wild. So clearly the bloodlust is not dampened. This society is violent, and it's on the brink of mass chaos. The next concept that I found to be super interesting is Snail Lord introduces these individuals called deviants. These people are supernatural or superhuman characters with abilities which seem to range into infinity, which makes me feel like we are in store for a number of interesting characters and powers to come in the future. From this concept, I'm most interested to see how these powers are portrayed in a unique way. For example, in episode 2, we see a character use the ability to stop another character from moving. This could be any number of abilities: blood manipulation, time manipulation, telekinesis, and there's so many other things that it could be. Now my point in bringing this up is this was a random side character, which makes me feel like Snail Lords really tried to think of creative abilities for all of the characters to have in this world. So that means we won't just get some cookie cutter bland same old abilities. We're in store for some really interesting concepts. Now the last concept that I found interesting was the vanillas, aka the regular humans born without supernatural abilities who have undergone body modification. So in this world where you can be challenged to death by these supernatural creatures, the regular people had to figure out a way to fight back or they would be on the verge of extinction. And I really like that this part of the world was covered right at the very beginning. Although if the deviants had wiped away the regular humans, that would have been okay too. At the very least, I'm glad that this was addressed early on, and I have the answer on how the regular people are possibly staying alive. Although that's kind of a question mark, because the deviant destroys the body modified human in like 2 seconds. But I digress. The story sets up an awesome premise, and the first 3 episodes are mostly world building and exposition, but it's done in a fun and engaging way to set us up for what I'm sure will be a unique and exciting story. Now, side note, if you're struggling with how to add exposition into your story, and especially in the beginning of your story, I think Snail Lord sets up the perfect example of how to do it right. Also, there are a few moments sprinkled in that made me feel like something very big is going on with the main character. I still have no clue what happened during that flashback, but I'm excited to learn all about our best boy. Like, Seriously, who hurt you, my friend? Speaking of characters, let's move on to that. The story is categorized as a thriller, and from the tone of what I've read so far, it's very dark. So I love the fact that Kuro brings a lighthearted energy that really brightens the mood. He seems to play the fool to an extent, but I wonder if that's just a simple facade. I don't think this world really allows for individuals to be naive or stupid, so I think our boy is extremely smart, but in a tactical sense. Possibly not in the common sense area. Hey, he's gotta have a flaw somewhere. But again, I'm just speculating. Plus, his design is adorable. But he didn't steal my heart like Amai did. She gives me if Cheryl Blossom could kill vibes, and only Riverdale peeps will understand that reference. Anyway, when she called Carol weak genetics, I knew it was love at first sight. I love her color palette and the styling of her hair, and on top of that, she seems to be kind of witty, but in a way where she's not trying to be. She's just telling facts. She seems like the type of character to say something funny and everyone laughs, and then she's like, why are y'all laughing? That's just the truth. And all of her little anecdotes cracked me up. Like the fact that she's walking around with that notebook, hilarious. Did she name that herself? And a little bit of a side note, Snail Lords, I humbly request merchandise of this. Like, I think it's so funny and would make a perfect gag gif. For the most part, she is used to explain to us, the audience, what's going on, but things about her are kind of sus. She's a 17-year-old girl walking around with a notebook that explains how the world works, which brings up a lot of questions about who she is. Not to mention, this girl is always eating. Like, the food magically appears in her hands. Why is she living my best life? I demand answers, and I beg, please, please, do not kill her off, for fear that my heart will be broken. Now, this is just the first 3 episodes, so I didn't have a lot to judge the series by, but if it's going the way I think it will, then I do expect it will develop some deep emotional and possibly political themes. We will all just have to wait and see how the story progresses. So overall, I had a lot of fun reading the series. Maybe I'll spend some coins to read the next 3 episodes. If y'all are interested in an update on this series, then leave a comment below. And if you're interested in reading the series for yourself, there is a link in the description. Please check out Death Rescheduled on Webtoons, and be sure to support the creator Snail Lords and his team on all of their social media. Also, if you have read Death Rescheduled, then tell us what your opinion on this webtoon is. And if you have any other webtoons you'd like to hear our thoughts on, then please tell us which ones in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, leave us a like, a comment, and most definitely ring the bell. We'd like to give a huge thank you and shout out to our patrons. If you'd like to support us while getting some extra content we don't post on Instagram or YouTube, head on over and check out our Patreon. Be sure to follow us on all our social media accounts, link in the description. We are particularly active on Instagram, so if you want to chat with us, then feel free to pop on by. Alright, we'll catch you in the next video.